Welcome to Half Double Crochet. Let's crochet together. Today we want to crochet this beautiful hexagon cardigan. For this project I used yarn by Hobby. I used Amigo Chunky and I needed 3 in blue and 3 in pink. These are 100 grams or 100 meters each, so I needed 600 meters. And then I used a 9mm hook. We start with the magic ring. We wrap the yarn twice around 2 fingers and hold down the end with our thumb. Then we insert the hook under both loops, grab the yarn and pull it out, twist the hook to create a small loop, grab the yarn from the outside and pull through that small loop, and this is how you get a magic ring. In this project we will need lots of double crochets, but instead of our first double crochet we will use a stacked single crochet, and for that you insert the hook into the magic ring, grab the yarn and pull it out. Now you have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and this is a single crochet into the magic ring. To make a stacked single crochet, insert the hook into the left loop that you can see here in the front. Grab the yarn and pull it out. Now you have again 2 loops, yarn over and pull through. And this is a stacked single crochet. And this will count as our first double crochet. Now we will yarn over, insert the hook into the magic ring, grab the yarn and pull it out. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and this is a double crochet. Now we need another double crochet, and then we have a granny cluster, which is 3 double crochets. And after a granny cluster we will chain 2. Now we need 6 of these, so 3 double crochets and then chain 2. This is my first one, and then I will need 2 more until I have 3, and then I need to chain 2. Now chain 2, and I need to repeat this 4 more times. When I've done that, this is how my first round looks like. Now we need to connect the 2 ends. But before we do that, we want to close our magic ring. You need to pull on one of those 2 strings of yarn until the magic ring closes. See which one it is that you have to pull so everything goes together. And then simply pull on the shorter end of the yarn and then the magic ring will close. So now we can finish this round with a slip stitch. We need to insert our hook into the second of the stacked single crochets, so the one that is on top here. And then for a slip stitch we need to grab the yarn and pull through. And now we are done with our first round. So this is a hexagon. We have 6 corners, and we will continue with our double crochets in this corner. So now we have to somehow get to the corner that is right on our left side. So we need to kind of work our way to the left, and we will do this with slip stitches. So insert your hook into the next stitch, grab the yarn and pull through. And now we jumped 1 stitch to the left. So we do that another time, again with a slip stitch, and then 1 more, and then we reached the corner. So insert the hook here, 1 more slip stitch, and now we reach the corner where we can continue with our double crochets. As our first double crochet, we will do a stacked single crochet again. So insert your hook into the corner space, grab the yarn, yarn over, pull through, and then insert your hook into the left loop that you can see here. grab the yarn, you have again 2 loops, yarn over and pull through, and this is a stacked single crochet, which will count as a double crochet. Now we need 2 more double crochets for a granny cluster, and because we are in a corner space, we will do 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, all into that corner space, and we will do that for each corner space in this project. 3 double crochets, chain 2, and then again 3 double crochets. In this round, we are working only with corner spaces, so we will repeat this 5 more times. So from here, I jump to the next corner space and I do again 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. And this is my second round, 6 corners. So now you can see, because I jumped from one corner to the other, now I have another space, but on the side. So I'm doing my second corner, but you can see that because I jumped to the other side, there is another space. And I will work into this space also in my next round. But for now, let's complete our second round and then we will continue. So now we've done our second round. I need to finish this round with a slip stitch. I will insert my hook into the second single crochet of my stacked single crochet and finish it with a slip stitch. So it's a hexagon, but because of the way we crochet, you can fold it together to have an L shape. And we will do 2 of these, and this is how we will create our cardigan. So the hexagon should not be flat because you need to form that L shape. So now I am here in this side space, and this is a corner space. And for each side space, we will do a granny cluster, which means 3 double crochets. I need to start again with a stacked single crochet instead of my first double crochet. You can also chain 3 instead of a double crochet, but I will do a stacked single crochet. So this counts as my first double crochet, and I will do 2 more double crochets, and then I have a granny cluster into that side space. And from here, I can jump to the next space, which is a corner space. And here I will again do 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. So in each corner space, we will do that, 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. And for each side space, we will simply do 3 double crochets. And with each round, you will get more side spaces. So in this round, we will have 2 side spaces, in the next it will be 3, and so on. And this is how our crochet piece will grow. So I will finish that corner, and then I can jump to the next space. So from here, I can jump here and do the next granny cluster. And I will continue like this until I've completed my third round. So now we are here. I will finish off again with a slip stitch, and then I will do a finishing knot because I want to do a color change now. So this is my slip stitch, and then a finishing knot and leave some yarn for sewing in. Let's see if the shape is still right. We can fold it and see if it's a nice L shape. So now this is how we will fold it for the sewing part. But for now, let's continue with our blue color. I will do a slip knot, and I want to start at a corner space. And I will start with a double crochet. For this double crochet, I will hold down the shorter end with my middle finger. You can see it here, and I will not let go. So yarn over, Insert the hook into that corner space, grab the yarn and pull it out. You have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and this is a double crochet. Now I will do 2 more double crochet for that corner space. I will not finish it. I will do my whole round, and when I reach this corner space in the end, I will finish it with 3 more double crochets and then chain 2. But for now, let's continue with the next space here. We will put 3 double crochets into each space that we can see on the side, and then for each corner 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets until we reach our first corner, just the way we did in the other rounds. When we have done the whole round and we reached our first corner, we should not forget that we need to do 3 double crochets and then chain 2 to finish that corner as well. And now we will use a slip stitch to connect the 2 ends. We will continue in this pattern until our crochet piece has the right size. You can see here that it has grown, and when we fold this together, we again get that L shape that we need for our cardigan. I just did my rounds until the crochet piece had the right size. I tried it on a couple of times until I was satisfied with the size. You might want to do it bigger or smaller, the way just you like it. I continued with my rounds until one side of my hexagon is 38 centimeters long. And then I did the whole thing again to get 2 identical crochet pieces. And now we come to the sewing part. So this is one side of the cardigan, and then we get the second piece and put it next to each other. We need to do 3 stitches. We need to sew together this part up here until this point, and then the same on the other side. I put stitch markers in so that everything is held together and I know till where I need to sew. And then we also need to sew down here for the back. I will leave this part open for the neck. So I leave 2 granny clusters on one side and the same on the other side, so that there's space for our neck. You can sew any way you like, but I used this kind of technique where you sew with your darning needle from the middle to the outside and then again from the middle to the outside. The same way you would tie your shoelaces, because it's a very nice and tight stitch. When you do a little bit and then you just pull on the yarn, it will close up really nicely. You can see it here. When we finished sewing, the cardigan is actually done, but it's a little bit too small. I want the sleeves to be longer and the part down here to be longer as well. So we will do a couple of rounds for the sleeves and a couple of rounds for this part down there. I use the blue yarn for this, and we start at a random space for the sleeves. I hold down the shorter end of the yarn. I will do a double crochet, and then I will let go of the shorter end of the yarn when the double crochet is done. Now I will do 2 more double crochets for a granny cluster, and I will do a granny cluster for each space until I reached my first one again, and I will do 4 rounds of these. So for each space that you can see here, I will put 3 double crochets until I have the whole round. When we reach the space where we sewed the 2 corners together, I want to create a new space right here. You can see the 2 corners that we sewed together. I will take these 2 corner spaces and I will overlap them. And this is now a new space for the next granny cluster. So insert the hook here and then also here. And we will do 3 double crochets for this new space that we created. This way the sleeves will keep their size and will not get bigger when you continue with these new rounds with the blue yarn. So now I'm finishing this granny cluster, and then I can jump to the next space over here and just continue with the double crochets. I did 4 rounds of granny clusters for each sleeve. I simply tried the cardigan on until I was satisfied with the size. So now the sleeves are done and I can continue with that lower part. I want to do a couple of rounds down here so the cardigan gets longer. I start with this corner and with the blue yarn, and we will use that corner space for our first granny cluster. So I will do 3 double crochets here, and when we continue to the left, it will be straight. So from this corner space, I can continue to the left and do a granny cluster here as well, and then for each space until I reach the other corner. And then when we reach the other corner and I did a granny cluster in that corner space as well, we will chain 3 and then turn our work and continue with the granny clusters in each space that we just created in the former round. So now, because I did the 3 chains and then now I'm continuing with the double crochets, I created a new space here where I will need to do a granny cluster when I reach this corner at the end of the next round. So for each space that you can see, you need to do a granny cluster. And then when you reach this point, you need to do 1 more double crochet. So yarn over and insert your hook into the last double crochet of the former round, and we will put 1 more double crochet on top of that one so that the side is straight. So now again, chain 3, turn your work, and you need to do 1 more granny cluster into that space that you just created. So when you turn your work, you already did 1 double crochet because the 3 chains count as 1 double crochet. So now we need to do 2 more double crochets into that space that we just created to have a granny cluster. And then this side is straight as well. Now continue with your granny clusters until you are satisfied with the size. So now the cardigan is done, but I want to steam block it because this is acrylic yarn and it will stretch a bit when we steam it. So let's do that. And now the cardigan has the right size. It's a beautiful cardigan. I love the color, and it was a quick project because the yarn is so thick. It's a beautiful and cozy cardigan, perfect for the fall season. And I hope you have fun crocheting.